Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. First off, I want to clarify something. We have two organizations. One is Americans for Prosperity, and one is Americans for Prosperity Foundation. Today is a foundation event. The difference between the two organizations is that the foundation focuses more on education and training, and AFP focuses more on affecting the outcome of legislation and helping issues get into elections. Thank you all for being here bright and early this morning. I appreciate it greatly. By show of hands, how many of you are actually part of a Tea Party organization or a Patriot group? All right. Well, that is fantastic. And I want to thank you for what you do. AFP Foundation is thrilled to partner with you and to work with you and to help expand your clubs and expand your operation. And you all deserve a great big hand of applause for what you do. Thank you very much. In fact, it is because of you and others like you that Rick Scott is the governor of Florida. It is because of you and others like you that we're not spending billions of dollars on a silly high-speed rail from Orlando to Tampa. It is because of you and others like you that the governor of Wisconsin was able to pass the most comprehensive pension reform in this country's history. And it is because of you and others like you that they will never raise the debt ceiling in this country again without cutting spending and having an honest debate. You know, there's a lot going on this weekend with P5 and C-PAC and everything else. There's a lot of VIPs and muckety-mucks running around here. But to me, you are the VIPs. You are the people who are going to choose who the Republican nominee for president is. You are the people who is going to affect the independents and swing voters and determine whether they go right or they go left. It is through those efforts that you put out in the field. And it is you who's going to determine who wins the state of Florida, and who wins the state of Florida will be the next president of the United States. So let me tell you just a little bit about AFP Foundation if you don't know who we are. We're a national organization. We were founded in 2004. We have over 1.8 million members across the country, more than 80,000 members in the state of Florida. We work on fiscal responsibility, limited government, and free markets. Sounds familiar, huh? Does any part of that sound like an extremist policy or organization to you? Does any part of that sound like a terrorist organization to you? You know, I've been on this job for 3 months now, and I've spoke to groups all over the state, and if I haven't gotten to your group yet, I look forward to having a chance to come meet you. Come give me a card and we'll get there, I promise. But I've yet to see a single hobbit at any of these events. And I got to tell you, I got a 4-year-old daughter at home that would love it if her daddy came home with a picture of a hobbit. So I've looked, and I've looked really hard. But I can tell you this, I would rather be called a hobbit than a rhino any day of the week. You know, when the left has a position that they can't defend, when they try to defend the indefensible, that's when they start calling us names. And that's what they did. You know, the president delayed his job speech 2 weeks. And it wasn't really to go on vacation. It was to give his congressional delegation and the union leaders and certain members of the Black Democratic Caucus time to go back into the field and to demagogue you. Because they are scared to death of you. They know that the people in this room have the power. They know that the grassroots has the power. And they are terrified of where you can lead this country, and that's why they're trying to demagogue you. They do not want your groups to grow. They do not want you to get traction, and you have to fight them. And part of this presentation today is going to give you some very good information to fight them. You know, Obama got really upset when he was on his bus tour, and somebody in Iowa called him a socialist. I mean, he got visibly upset about this. Well, you know, if it walks like a duck, and it talks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a socialist, you know? I mean, you know, how many people in here know Jeff Foxworthy? You know, the comedian, he might be a redneck if. Well, you know, you can play that game with Obama, you know? If you're for card check, you might be a socialist. Right? If you're for the redistribution of wealth, you might be a socialist. If you're for centralized control of our economy, you might be a socialist. And if you're for a one-size-fits-all single-payer health care system called Obamacare, I'm pretty sure you're a socialist. So, again, today we're going to hear from some really special people. These are individuals, two of them in particular, that have been embedded in the left. They got there because they thought they were going to make a difference. They cared about people. They were compassionate. And their stories of transformation, I think, will amaze you, make you very proud of who you are and what you are, but also give you a little bit of insight as to how the left operates.